it seems I've already been introduced, but for those of you at the back, I'm Benjamin Kimberly. I've been graciously elected Valedictorian of this year, and I hope to fill the next few minutes with a reminder of how far we've come, a due congratulations to those who brought us here, and a musing or two on the boundless nature of the future. So I remember learning, as a young lad, the quantity of years that I had to undergo before escaping the school system and being struck with terror. I thought it impossible for anyone to make it through 12 years of schooling without keeling over, but here we are. My lovely and determined classmates have struggled through 12 years of academia and emerged at the other end at last. None of my peers will tell you that the IB has been a breeze. We've gained an immense amount of knowledge and skill over the last 2 years. Ren has become a socio-political aficionado. Tessa, a master of irreverence. Hari actually enjoys math. And Daniel knows an uncomfortable amount about the position and composition of my internal organs. TOK has made us skilled thinkers, and English class has doomed us to be relentlessly cynical about advertising. Through these years, we've strived to bring more to the school, spearheading a variety of events and initiatives. As the student council, we've held dances, clothing drives, football tournaments, and spirit weeks, and my classmates have done excellent work making those events great. It's not easy to do all of this on top of juggling homework and final projects, and my class has done an incredible job with both. The skills we've gained from all this will not go to waste as we hurtle into the future. We've learned how to manage deadlines, often several of them at once, that loom above with impending malice. We've tackled lengthy essays, whose complex criterion threaten to upend all coherence and reason. Countless assignments have come and gone, and left us with skills and know-how that will serve us well. This education we've managed to undergo is a foundation upon which we will grow in ways I can scarce imagine today. It's easy to take all our learning at face value, and commend the IB for granting us a vast array of knowledge and skills. However, the real benefit of the IB is in fact its immense levels of difficulty, and the hardship it has caused me and my class to endure. Every essay, every project, and every deadline has drawn us closer together. I could never have made it through these years alone. I would surely have struggled without Raina's flashcards, Hari's pep talks, or Dana's interjections of humor. And I never would have reaped the benefits of our friendship without learning to be open-handed. Help, that was. I'm certain my class would agree. The most valuable and applicable thing we've learned in these years is how to depend on people. How to be vulnerable and come out the other end invincible. Our class shared struggles in sleeping quarters, flashcards, and French braids. I wouldn't trade it for the world. A whole chapter of our lives is over. But before we face what comes, I must take a moment to thank those who brought us here. I'm bound to extend copious gratitude to my family, not only because they ceaselessly believe in me, but because I'd never hear the end of it if I didn't. My parents, many years ago, elected to test their parenting skills by procuring a fish. If the fish survived, they'd get a dog. And if they could handle the dog, they'd be ready for kids. The fish suffered a premature and terrible demise, and I was born shortly after. However, it seems my parents have a knack for raising kids that simply does not extend to marine life, as I have thrived in their care. I would surely not be the way I am without them, and for this they deserve more gratitude than I could ever dispense, although I shall continue to try. Thanks must also be extended to my sister, who taught me years ago that when you bite someone, they bite back. And to my grandparents, who taught me that it is sometimes all right to be spoiled rotten. I would be remiss, though, not to thank the unshakable school faculty, instrumental to our success thus far. Select members of the faculty would be forgiven for assuming, based upon our contempt for certain classes, that we lack appreciation for all that they do. I hope that these teachers, who are doomed to teach repulsive subjects, know that we regard their actual selves with highest respect and understand that they have made memorization as interesting as they possibly can. Alas, I would be here for several geological eras before I finished reminiscing all our teachers' individual endearances and singing their praise. Thus, I hope it suffice to say that without the support of the school's incomparable staff, we would be bereft of not just scholastic knowledge, but the wisdom and sureness of thought that now supports us. I urge each of you to muster your verbosity. He's got a great ringtone. It's okay, I'm glad to hear it. Great song. Anyway, muster your verbosity and attempt to thank all your teachers for the incomparable work they do. It is the curse of speeches such as these that duly thanking all who deserve it is an utter impossibility, and my monologue thus far has but scraped the surface of our gratitude. Each one of us is backed by a legion of friends, family, and faculty that support and encourage us to carry on through whatever comes our way. I wish that I could impress upon each of these people how much we value their constancy and how grateful we are for their guidance. Suffice to say, we never would have made it to where we are now without their earnest support. This moment is in many ways a turning point for our class. We stand at the edge of the past and the cusp of the future. We've all got some idea of where we're headed next, and are privileged to have been accepted to whichever universities we strove to enter. Daniel is on his way to be a doctor with a ferocity of will and a work ethic that frankly terrifies me. Rana, I'm sure, will sink her teeth into the world with her zest for travel and culture. By now she's headed to UVic to become a teacher. Tessa, in her turn, embarks towards UBC Okanagan, ready to discover the path she wishes to conquer. Pari is headed to UBC Vancouver to study psychology with her incomparable grit, and I'm off to Capilano to find a path of my own in the arts. We're all poised to seize opportunity and tackle whatever comes our way. Now, some of us are eager to be catapulted into the future, though we all possess a degree of trepidation. The present is predictable, and tomorrow is a terrible thing. Though we've all chosen the next step, not all of us have an equally robust idea of what life we want to lead. I don't know what path we each shall tread through the future, and I cannot tell any of you how to lead your lives. I can, however, tell you how I hope to face the coming years. Primarily, as I go through the world, I shall remember that most things are far more complex than they seem at first, and every sour lemon drop has a hidden sweet center. Everyone is multifaceted, and absolutely everything is endlessly complex. One can find in all things something to love and something to hate, and when it comes down to it, I would rather fill my life with love. Secondly, I will surely face in the coming years a great deal of tribulations, setbacks, and catastrophes. These will surely be of a scope I have not had to face in my youth thus far, and they will doubtlessly attempt to batter me down with despair. I plan to face these the way I've so far faced all trials of the heart. I shall do my very best to stand against despair with an endlessly upbeat music soundtrack and a determination to see the humor and joy in even the dreariest of days. Thirdly, I shall remember that the future is a cloudy and twisted affair, unpredictable to the end. Despite the security inherent in the promise of a sure path through the thicket, the truth is a pathless land, and doubt is a boon to those who embrace it. I'll stride forth with doubt at my side and find my own way through the world. Finally, I shall strive to hold fast to myself and my values, like Daniel said, through whatever comes my way. We are all told to be ourselves, but few realize the vital importance of being earnest about who we are, wherever we may go. I hope my own limited precepts can apply to whatever you may face, but I've watched you all struggle through your own hardships and emerge victorious, and I'm sure you're equipped to conquer whatever comes your way. As always, the future is yet to come, and before I leave you to the behest of whichever speaker follows me, I'm sure they're good. let us return to the present. My class has surmounted the year and are finally free to bask in their accomplishments. I'll never forget my time here, and I'm sure the rest of my class would concur. We're finally ready to take on whatever comes, armed with knowledge and wisdom that will serve us well in the coming years. Our school is a complex thing, formed from policy, leadership, and bureaucracy. But in the end, a school is defined by its people. I'm overjoyed to have attended a school full of such wonderful people as you. In fact, I've written a heartfelt sonnet to commemorate this occasion.
Wow.
And so, the ripened year doth end, as all school spirits rally around our class, who did intend to reach the course's due finale. Our heads were filled each in their turn, as endless knowledge we engorged, but without fail, we will return to the boundless bonds we forged. Today we give our gratitude to those who now surround us, who dispensed earnest platitudes that sometimes did confound us. And as we forge ahead to mystery, we never shall forget our history. Thank you.
Woo!